welcome back to my channel. This is my first video for War Thunder in 2018. Today, or in this flight, I'm flying the Focke Wulf FW190 A-8. You're all probably asking, why the hell are you flying the Focke Wulf FW190 A-8? That thing is horrible. Well, you can be more right, yeah. So I've been flying this aircraft to exhaustion, really, as I'm anticipating the release of the NC900. Yes, I've been grinding hard to get that plane. It has not been easy, as you know, because due to my work I don't have a whole lot of time to grind, so it has not been very easy. So that's that. Let's talk about the plane, shall we? So, my impressions on this aircraft. Yeah, it has a really good armament, I would say. This aircraft was originally designed as a bomber hunter, and that's what I mostly used it for, to hunt bombers, obviously. As its forward armament is quite impressive. 2 13mm machine guns and 4 20mm cannons. Yes, if you can manage to do an head-on with a bomber with this thing, you absolutely destroyed it. Now, maneuverability. Yes, this aircraft is very maneuverable. I would say that it retains the same level of maneuverability as all the A-series Focke Wulfs, which is really good, but it has a huge drawback. Since this aircraft is so heavily armed and has more armor than the other A-series Focke Wulfs, it makes it very heavy, and the engine hasn't been updated to keep up with the heavy armament or the increased weight on the aircraft overall. So it makes this aircraft really slow. As soon as you start turning or performing defensive or evasive roles, you'll start to lose energy like nothing. So back to the game, yeah. Now I'm approaching a P-17 for an head-on. This should have been a piece of cake, but unfortunately I wasn't high enough to get him. So when I perform the head-on, like you'll see in a few seconds, I'll put some damage on it, but I won't be able to do anything important, really. Well, just look for yourselves. Yeah. Now back on topic. The NC900. I'm anticipating that the NC900 will probably have maybe same engine performance, if not worse. That's why it's going to be considered a tier 3 premium aircraft instead of tier 4 like the American 190 A-8. Well, you gotta know that the French Focke Wulf 190 was actually produced by them after the war. The story behind it is that, well, when they got several parts of France that were liberated from the Axis, and some of those zones actually had aircraft manufacturing plants that produced Focke Wulfs. So when those zones were released, they found out they had like plenty of fuselages and engines and whatnot. So when the war ended, they decided to, produce them for themselves, and it was less expensive than buying, let's see, a brand new Spitfire, a brand new P-51 Mustang, although there were a lot of them, it was much cheaper to produce a Focke Wulf 190. But unfortunately, those were very problematic, as you know, the French resistance, and normally the French workers sabotaged their own things that they produced, and the mostly the engines were all sabotaged. So the Focke Wulf had a very short career in the French Air Force due to that. Now I'm here after this bomber. I put some damaging hits. He's just going to go down and die, really. Any minute now. There we go. And I was going to say, yeah, the French Focke Wulf. And yeah, they were very unreliable because the factory workers sabotaged all the engines. That's why the plane basically had such a short career in the French Air Force. Jesus Christ, I can barely speak today. Yeah. So what am I expecting of the French NC900? Not much, really. It will be good to have a nice grinding aircraft for the French tech tree, as I'm lacking one. Now, the rest, the game. I'm playing, like I said earlier, I'm playing this aircraft to exhaustion, and I'm actually quite surprised. How the heck am I actually having positive KD since this thing is so goddamn problematic? I really don't know. I just mostly go after bombers and people that are unaware, basically, of my presence. Because as soon as I started to perform defensive roles to get people off my back, this plane started to drop energy and they caught up to me and just shut me down, basically. But other than that, the armament is really good. Now here I had to return to base because that P-24 fried my engine. There was actually a match where I literally had 2 engines killed in the same match, but I had to go back twice to the airfield. It was a little bit sad, but oh well. After I returned back to base, well, you know, I had, the aircraft repaired and rearmed, and I climbed up again to meet the enemy. But this time I wasn't that lucky, as they were all down below, and especially one of them actually managed to win the match for the Allied team, yeah. They actually didn't win by defeating all of us. They won by killing all the ground targets, basically, or bleeding our tickets dry. Now here I tried to dive on this Spitfire. I actually almost got him. I should have reversed to the other way. I would probably hit him. And as you can see, this plane is nose heavy, and the guns are really hard to bear on target. So it's a real shame, really. I could have gotten that guy, but I wasn't that lucky. Or he was lucky. He just continued to run away anyway. I continued pursuing him, but as you can imagine, that Spitfire is way faster than this Focke Wulf will ever be. Now, things that I like of the sounds of the Focke Wulf 190's A series. It's funny, the new sounds actually make the plane sound evil, like it's mischievous, about to do something very evil, which I like the sound, really. It's really good. Now I continue to pursue that, actually not a Spitfire, it's a freaking Seafire. I can't read even. Oh well. this is where I gave up pursuing him, really. When I heard that there were two people taking off, so I decided to go engage them instead. And there's an 84. Yes, the French 84. And the B-17. You can say that those two basically won the match for them, as they're going to destroy the remaining ground targets and kill all the our tickets, really. I put the aircraft into a slight climb, as they seem to be pretty unaware of my presence. I saw that 109 diving, and I looked at his trajectory. I thought that he was going for the top Spitfire, so when I realized that, I actually adjusted for the bottom Spitfire. Now I'm putting the plane on a shallow dive to get to the Spitfire. He's going to actually notice me, and he's going to evade me like at the last minute. Now that Spitfire evades the 109. There I go, I tried to go after the Seafire, but I didn't have any left, so I had to brake and went after the Mark 9. And there, that was it. I got him. And that was basically the match. We lost due to the loss of ground targets. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this I won't call it short, this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.